What if life has no meaning? No grand purpose, no divine plan, no reason you were born, no reason you will die. Most people hear that and panic. They run to religion, to money, to status, anything to fill the void. Albert Camus heard that and smiled. Because he believed that facing this truth honestly is not the end of life. It's the beginning of it. Born in 1913 inches colonial Algeria, Camus grew up in crushing poverty. His father died in World War I before Camus could even remember him. His mother was partially deaf and nearly illiterate. They lived in a two-room apartment with no electricity. And yet, he read everything. He thought about everything. He watched people suffer around him and asked the question that would define his entire life. If the world is this brutal and this random, why do we keep going? He never became a traditional academic philosopher. He was a journalist, a novelist, a playwright. He wrote for regular people, not university lecture halls. In 1957, at just 43 years old, he won the Nobel Prize in Literature. 3 years later, he died in a car crash. Completely random, completely meaningless. Almost as if the universe was making his point for him. Camus started with one observation. Human beings desperately want life to have meaning. We crave order, purpose, answers. But the universe gives us nothing. Silence, chaos, indifference. He called the collision between our need for meaning and the universe's silence the absurd. Not a problem to be solved, not a tragedy to be mourned. Just the fundamental condition of being human. Most philosophers before him tried to escape the absurd, through God, through reason, through ideology. Camus said, "Don't escape it, face it, live inside it." Camus opened his most famous essay, The Myth of Sisyphus, with one of the most shocking sentences in philosophy. There is but one truly serious philosophical problem, and that is suicide. He wasn't being dark for shock value. He was being brutally logical. If life has no meaning, why live it? His answer was not religious, not comforting. It was defiant. You live because choosing life in the face of absurdity is itself an act of rebellion. You look at a meaningless universe and you say, "I'm still here, and I choose to be." That choice, made every single day, is where human dignity lives. You know the myth. Sisyphus was punished by the gods to roll a boulder up a hill for eternity. Every time he reaches the top, it rolls back down, forever. The gods thought this was the ultimate torture. Camus thought it was the perfect metaphor for human life. We all push our boulders. We work jobs that reset every Monday. We fight battles that never fully end. We love people we will eventually lose. And the question is not, how do I stop pushing? The question is, who am I while I push? Camus concluded with the most quietly radical sentence in all of philosophy. One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Not happy because the boulder stops, happy because the struggle itself is his. It belongs to him. No God, no fate, no meaningless universe can take that away. Camus watched the 20th century offer people two easy exits from absurdity. The first religion, believe in God, and suddenly everything has purpose. The second ideology, communism, nationalism, fanaticism. Surrender yourself to a cause bigger than you. He rejected both, not because he hated believers, but because he saw what happened when people needed meaning so badly they handed their minds to someone else. He called this philosophical suicide, killing your honest confrontation with reality by burying it under faith or ideology. His alternative was harder. Stay awake, stay honest. Revolt against meaninglessness not by denying it, but by living fully in spite of it. Here is the fascinating tension inside Camus. He said, life has no meaning, but he fought passionately for justice. He joined the French resistance during Nazi occupation. He risked his life for people he believed in. He said the universe is indifferent, but he wrote with more warmth and humanity than almost any philosopher in history. He said, don't look for hope, but every page he ever wrote radiates something that feels exactly like hope. His friend and rival Jean-Paul Sartre was a pure, cold existentialist. Camus couldn't go that far. He loved the sun too much. He loved the sea. He loved people. He once wrote, "In the middle of winter, I at last discovered that there was in me an invincible summer." That's not the writing of a man who gave up. That's the writing of a man who fought quietly, stubbornly, to find beauty inside a world that offered no guarantees. Albert Camus didn't give you comfort. He didn't promise you heaven or progress or a happy ending. He gave you something harder and more valuable. He gave you honesty. The permission to look at life exactly as it is. Brutal, beautiful, random, magnificent, and not flinch. He gave you the boulder. And he told you it's yours. In a world drowning in false promises and easy answers, that might be the most radical gift a philosopher ever gave. You will never be happy if you continue to search for what happiness consists of. You will never live if you are looking for the meaning of life. That's Albert Camus. If this made you uncomfortable in the best possible way, subscribe. Next video, we go deeper.